Welcome to 12-Minute Talks, where important information is shared in a short time period. Learn from other business owners, entrepreneurs, and experts about what they do to help you find solutions to everyday topics in 12 minutes or less. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 12-Minute Talks podcast. I'm really excited to have with us today Sel Evans. She's an Inc. 5000 CEO and founder of Masterly Business Solutions, where she helps minority women business owners get rid of overwhelm and streamline their business in 90 days through web design and automation. Sal, thank you so much for being on today.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so I think this is a topic that a lot of people hear about, especially a lot of business owners, like, oh, you need a website and you need to like start automating things. So there's definitely a lot of questions I'm sure people have about this, and hopefully we'll get some of those questions answered today. But Sal, before we get into what it is that you help others with, why don't you tell the audience a little bit more about how you got into this industry?
Well, first of all, yeah, like you said earlier, I was in Inc. 5000. I made it there simply because I am a lover of everything efficiency, and automation really helps you to streamline your operations and just optimize efficiency. So that is something I became like almost obsessed with, right? It's just being able to be super efficient and just leverage technology and automation. So through that, I was able to grow a company to Inc. 5000. And then from there, it's just been an entire journey.
Awesome. So you went from helping another business become in the Inc. 5000 and then you started your own business, correct?
Yes. Uh huh.
Okay, awesome. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is that you actually do at Masterly Business?
Absolutely. So, we basically built an all in one coaching and marketing system. It all starts with a website, yes, but it's because your website is pretty much the center point of your marketing. So, within Mastery, we've built an entire system where we start by laying your entire foundation. What does that exactly mean? It means that we go through who your client avatar even is, right? Like we do market research, we figure out how do we actually talk to the pain points of who your client market is. Then from there, we sit and we generate copy specifically for that client avatar's pain points, and we put together an entire marketing plan based off of your client avatar. The second step in our whole system is that we start to build your actual systems, your website, your landing pages, your sales funnels, and then we integrate any of the tools that you already use. We can integrate it into these systems and make it like an all-in-one marketing hub. Generally speaking, we can actually replace a lot of what you're currently using, like Calendly, any type of landing page builder, any of those things. We can generally just replace them, but if you're really attached to them, we can integrate them with our system. So then the last piece of our system is where we become like an automation powerhouse, right? So we built your foundation. Now we understand all of these things. We built your systems. Now we're going to streamline your operations and your processes and automate everything that we can. So it is an entire system that we sell all in one, with coaching included throughout the entire process and done for you services included throughout the entire process.
That's fantastic. And I think for many business owners, we wear many hats. So we like that too, right? We do the marketing, the sales, the customer service. It's a lot, right?
All of it,
Um,
yeah.
all of it, right? And so let's back up a little bit. In step one, I believe you said something about an avatar. Now, I know that's not the movie. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit more about what you mean by an avatar? Because we hear it all the time. I have an idea of
Right.
what it is, but you're the expert.
Okay, so I talk about client avatars a lot. I'm sure people in my audience are like sick of hearing about it, but the client avatar is basically a digital representation of who your ideal client is. The reason that this client avatar is so important, and the reason I talk about it all the time, is because you have to understand who you're speaking to in order to formulate everything else around that. right? So you have to understand where this person hangs out, right? You have to understand what their pain points are, what their goals are, and how exactly you alleviate those pain points and things like that. Once you understand this, the client avatar, then everything else in your marketing is built around this. This is why it's one of the first parts of our foundation, because where they hang out, guess what, that's where you're going to put your energy into marketing. What their pain points are, guess what, that's what you're going to center your copy around, right? All of your emails you send to them, your landing page copy, even your offering, right? If you find out that your client avatar has a little bit of a different pain point, then you're going to want to tweak your offering or your service or your product to make sure that you alleviate that pain point. So that client avatar is essentially I always try not to make this joke, but I have to do it. It's the it's the building blocks, the amino acids, the science class. It's the building blocks of everything else that you're essentially going to do in your business. A lot of people, especially people who fail in business, they try to skip these really really super important steps in business because they genuinely believe that their product or service can help everybody, and a lot of times you're probably right, but you have to hone in on a single person that you enjoy helping the most and where your passion lies. Who do you want to help the most? And generally speaking, that is going to be your client avatar.
Awesome answer right there. So definitely it's not let's help everybody and throw things at the wall, see what sticks type of
Right.
approach, but more more targeted and more than just demographics, right? It's not just
Right.
people's ages and income level. It's more about what specific problem that business is trying to solve and then building things around there, right? Is that a
Right,
good
because you
summary?
really, yes, because you really have to be able to get into your prospective clients' heads so that you can build everything around it. You really, really have to take the time to to just expand on this and where they hang out and what they're interested in and really understand that. That way, when you speak to them and when you go into that marketing mode, when you speak to them, they're gonna be like, yes, that's exactly it. That's that emotion you want to evoke in your target audience. Is yes, like they get it, they understand me,
Right. They
and
speak my
that's going to
language.
be, yeah. I mean, how often, like, when you get that feeling like yes, it's exactly what I'm going through, and you feel like that person understands you, you're going to be a lot more likely to convert because you feel like this person, not if they understand my pain point, then of course they're going to know how to alleviate it because they spoke directly to it. And that's what marketing is really all about.
Awesome. And so, with that in mind, why don't you tell the audience a story about a business that you might have helped with your web design and automation business?
Oh, yeah, of course. So we have several different examples, but one of my favorites is we had a specific author come to us, and she didn't have a website, hadn't started doing anything, had just published her book, wasn't sure what to do. And we generally help mostly consultants and coaches, and some of them become authors. So we built her a website, and this is one of my favorite stories because she literally, when she saw the website itself, she started to cry because she was just so moved by the fact that like this was her, like this was something that represented her business, her book, everything that she had done, and she just loved it so much. So that's it was just so rewarding to see her reaction, but then from there she was able to really like establish and streamline her processes moving forward because we did have all those tools within the back end of the website already ready for her. So she was able to start her email marketing on the right foot. She was able to get booked right from her website. She was able to start courses right from her website, do sales funnels, all kinds of things. And now she's been using it for, I think, like a year, 2 years, something like that. And she's actually now a best-selling author on Amazon. Yay, her. And her business has grown. I think last we checked in, her business has grown by like 300% since she started. Okay, so it's just an amazing thing. She was able to start from nothing, no website, no anything. And now she's just continually growing year over year at such an exponential rate that she's always, reaching out like, hey, I think I'm going to start doing this. Can you guys do this for me now? So it's just one of those really neat stories to walk hand in hand with her from the very, very beginning up until now. And we have several clients that are just like that they come to us at the very beginning of their journey and we're able to kind of walk with them to determine who they're trying to reach and really fine tune their message and build their systems and help them with their operations, and to be able to look at that and see that we in any way help them be successful is just super rewarding.
That's fantastic, and it's really important when somebody feels like they have somebody helping them step by step, because her job as an author, it's not to do all the tech
Right.
things behind the scenes, right? Like I say, I sell insurance, and yeah, I'm very tech savvy, but I'm not going to be doing everything either, right?
Right.
Um, and so, there's a lot of people that do something similar to you in the whole digital marketing space. And I get bombarded myself. I'm sure everybody does with like, oh, I can help you get more leads and this and that. What would you say is something that makes Masterly Business different than others in your field?
I love this question. I love this question. Okay. So basically, usually when people are offering you something, they're offering you one piece of the puzzle. Okay. And when a lot of people come to us, they've had, for instance, either other agencies, other freelancers work for them, right? We've had so many people come to us with previous bad experiences, right? And the problem is that they've had several pieces of the puzzle done in other places where people who didn't understand the big picture, right? And they still haven't laid their foundation and understanding who they're even trying to serve, what that pain point is, done the market research, right? They haven't done any of those things that are so important, the building blocks, right? And they don't understand that as a business owner, we still have to, even if we're hiring somebody, a lot of times we have to make sure that all the pieces connect, right? That everything comes together ultimately, that there's a strategy and a bigger picture that we are meeting, right? And a lot of the times, because we go into business and we don't understand that, we think if we hire, for instance, a social media manager, that, oh, our business is going to grow exponentially. It's just one piece of the puzzle, right? It doesn't actually give you big structure, big strategy, doesn't help you to understand ultimately how you're feeding people into your business. How are you streamlining onboarding once they're there? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? So by having people just take one piece of the puzzle, you're still taking on the burden of having to understand and really make sure that every single piece of that puzzle fits perfectly into your big picture, right? Whereas Masterly takes that burden from you, and we make sure that every piece of your puzzle fits very perfectly into your big picture so that you can focus on what it is that you do best, your area of expertise and your area of genius. So that's what makes us super unique in what we do. And then I don't know anybody else who actually does it all in one, who does the coaching and does the systems and does the strategy, to actually help you with every piece of the puzzle and make sure that the left arm is always talking to the right. So it's just a huge lift of a burden for a lot of our clients when they get to us, because of like, we've been hiring all these people, I just don't understand why things aren't working. And it's just because the piece of that puzzle just didn't fit your big picture, or there wasn't a big picture yet. So that's generally what sets us apart.
That's awesome. So an all-in-one solution, which is
Yeah.
very important. Sal, it's been great having you today on the 12 Minute Talks podcast. Can you tell us a little bit more about how to get in contact with you if somebody would like more information?
Absolutely. You can actually book a free strategy call with us at masterlybusiness.com. Just hit contact and you can book a call right there. We actually do offer some free resources, which includes a free strategy call and a free website builder. And the website builder allows you to build unlimited websites, unlimited landing pages, absolutely free. And that is our gift to every single business owner out here trying to get started.
That's great. And like always, I will have all of the resources down below so those watching the video or listening to the audio can easily contact our guest today about all these resources. And I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am. My name's Lorena Tomasini, and I'm the owner of Mom Life and Health Insurance Agency, where together with my mom, we help families and businesses in Florida and Texas with their financial protection needs, all done digitally. And so, before I let you go, I do have one random question for you. Um, we didn't really talk about automation that much, and I think that's a word that gets thrown around a lot. You need to automate, you need to, automate a lot.
Hmm.
When would you say a business needs to start automating? Is that right away when they're first starting or once they've been established a little bit?
I love that question too. Okay, so one thing that I really want to make clear, because especially when I started, I loved automation so much. Like I said, I became a little bit obsessed with it that I did over automate. So it is possible to over automate, and you also never want to automate a broken process. So the proper time to automate your process is once you've actually looked at your process, mapped it out, tested it several times to make sure it's the most efficient way of doing what it is that you're trying to achieve, and then made tweaks to that process. And once you have, okay, this is the perfect way to do this, right? The most efficient way to do this, then you're going to look at that process and you're going to figure out which steps in that process you can automate. Always remember to leave areas in which you can actually connect with your potential clients and your current customers, and make sure that you use some personalization in everything that you do. So we actually introduced something called personalized elements into automation, which is something else that nobody else is doing. And those personalized elements are actually images, GIFs, and videos that include the person's name, the person's logo, their website, their company name, whatever you want, whatever information you want to pour into that personalized element within your automation to create a very nice wow effect.
Well, I really hope people stay until the end of the episode because that bonus question, like I should have asked at the beginning, but we'll see. So it's been great having you today on the 12-Minute Talks podcast. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I love this. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and geek out with you today. I could talk about this all day, so I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this podcast and hope you will listen to the next one. I'm Lorena Tomasini and you can contact me via email life@malmins.com. Make it a great day.